BlackBerry for many is a name of yesteryear and not up to speed with the likes of Samsung and Apple, but the Priv demonstrates that BlackBerry are not as down and out as you may think. I will admit that for some time the Priv has been on my radar as a personal purchase, and not for a long time have I felt so passionate about switching, so there may well be some bias in this review. The Priv may lack wireless charging and USB Type-C connectivity that would accelerate it to be up there with the best of the future-proofed handsets, but it's perfectly functional. It still has a solid specification, shown on screen now, that allows this to be badged with the Powerhouse title. At 192 grams, the Priv is not lightweight and is not all that small either, but it's solid, sturdy and feels premium to the fingers. The display is silky smooth and the back panel at first almost feels tacky to the touch, but it's just super grippy and really helps avoid the phone sliding out of your hand. At 5.4 inches, the display verges on the larger side of what most people are comfortable using. When you do begin using it though, you really appreciate the screen size and quality. At a resolution of 2560 by 1440, it sports an incredible pixel density of 540 pixels per inch. That's 4 times the amount of pixels on a standard HD TV. Images are crisp and bright and well balanced, helped by the OLED display technology. Corning Gorilla Glass 4 means the likelihood of scratches occurring are slim, and the curved edges make the device look and feel more premium. Use the optional productivity tab that hides in the edge screen that you can flick out to get quick access to tasks, calendar appointments and emails. It's really quite handy, ideal for a glance at what's going on. The physical keyboard is wonderfully hidden, and many I have shown this to are amazed at how it all fits together. Small it is, BlackBerry Classic key sized it is not, and it's miles off the size of the Passport, but it is functional. I'm blessed with small fingers, but initially I struggled. Several weeks later I'm getting the hang of it and loving the feel the keyboard gives. Even if it takes longer to type out what I need, the experience is more enjoyable and I tend to make less mistakes. The keys have a relatively small amount of travel, but enough to know that the key has been pressed. As you type on the keyboard, at the bottom of the display, predicted words will come up, and a simple flick up on the keyboard will select the word predicted. The physical keyboard does also offer 1 or 2 things extra. Firstly, press briefly, or press and hold on any key, and you can set customizable shortcuts. Want your email to launch when you press the letter E? No problem. I for Instagram, consider it done. Secondly, the keyboard doubles up as a trackpad with touch-sensitive controls for fine cursor control. This works in a number of ways. Use it to scroll up and down and around long web pages or documents with ease. Then there is the really fine control you get when entering and managing text. Swipe across the keyboard from right to left to delete previously entered words one at a time. Double tap the keypad and move character by character. If you are not aware, the Priv is the first BlackBerry to run Google's Android operating system. I won't get into the discussion that often leads to debate as to why and if this is the best choice for BlackBerry, but personally I think it's a good move. Why? Well, I'm sold into the Android Google ecosystem, and this is the only device to offer this and a physical keyboard, so this is a massive plus for me. Version 5.1.1 is installed on the device, and whilst this is not the very new Android 6, this is not a necessity in my opinion. The OS is installed on the 32GB of internal memory, leaving about 24GB available from the moment you begin using the device. The microSD memory card slot does support cards up to 2TB. 3GB of RAM is available on the Priv, and 90% of the time the Priv handles tasks well, but it can at times lag for up to 5 seconds. This should not be happening. I'm confident it will be fixed in future updates, but at times it lacks the premium feel. It's worth noting that under intense use on first setup and when charging and using the Priv for navigation, the back of the phone does get hot. Not too hot to touch, but warmer than probably most would think normal. The Priv is not weighed down by lots of BlackBerry customization, but there is some, and in my opinion, what customization there is not all that bad. BlackBerry's own launcher gives you quite some flexibility, from changing wallpapers to changing the order in which apps show. Begin typing and the device will start searching for a relevant result. Press and drag up from the home key and you can go to Google Now, BlackBerry Hub or Search, or indeed select your own shortcuts. I mentioned earlier how the physical keyboard offers shortcuts, but there are shortcuts in the software too. These are in the app drawer under Shortcuts, but you can add these to your home screen to make life a lot easier. From composing an email to adding a contact or calendar appointment to starting a timer, there are loads of useful additions that make this device more powerful. Let me quickly cover some of the key software features. The BlackBerry Hub brings all of your communications into one place so you can view and respond to all your messages from a single app. Whether it's social media, email, text messages, calendar appointments or phone calls, the BlackBerry Hub allows you to see and prioritise all your messages at a glance so you never miss a message. A nice feature of the Hub is, I do find it a bit overwhelming at times and often prefer to navigate into different apps at my own accord. Whether it's your financial reports or contacts or emails, your data is encrypted on the Priv. Extra steps are taken at both hardware and software level to authenticate Android in order to help protect you from malware and any unauthorized attempts to tamper with the OS. DTech is an app that acts as a dashboard to monitor and control application access to your microphone, camera, location and personal information. It provides a security rating for your device and suggests how to improve it. Another nice idea that lacks execution and massive purpose presently, but this will improve in time. See 3 dots under an app icon? You can view any application widget simply by swiping up or down across the icon on your home screen, giving you fast access to the information you need when you need it. I like the idea, but have not yet changed my working habits to make full use of this, and I think the same will be said of many existing Android users. Advanced interactions include flip to mute, flip to save power, and hold to stay awake. The single speaker on the front for me has been quite impressive. No, it's not perfect, it's not HTC M9 boom sound quality, but few are. The width of the speaker channel helps with the volume and clarity when listening to it. The camera is engineered to deliver professional looking photos with minimal effort. With an 18 megapixel dual flash camera, it integrates technologies commonly found in professional DSLR cameras, so BlackBerry says. This all sounds lovely, but to date the results have been somewhat mixed and not really DSLR quality. Generally speaking, well-lit shots, typically outdoors, were good in terms of colour and detail, but low light, even with the flash, became very noisy and not really up to the standard they should be. Whilst there is a benefit to rich saturated colours, the Priv offers, in my opinion, a more natural colour profile. HDR is available and worth using at times. If you do not select the HDR Auto option, it can improve photos quite considerably. The Priv has a range of settings that you can apply as you frame the scene, including live colour filters and exposure control. Features like phase detection autofocus, optical image stabilization help the camera focus instantly and accurately and capture blur-free, realistic-looking photos even in low light. They work quite well together, but the camera software is a bit slow and catching the moment might be tricky when it can take half to a full second or so for the camera to capture the shot. The Priv can record in 4K, but video capture at night still looks a bit grainy and could be better. The 2 megapixel front-facing camera seems like a token effort and is poor show in today's 5 and 8 megapixel selfie world. At 3410 mAh, the battery built into the Priv is larger than many, and as such you would expect decent battery life from it. My findings have been a bit mixed and I can't really explain why or what has caused the deviance in battery life. For the first few days I was getting somewhere in the region of 5 hours of screen on time. Other days it can be less than 4 hours, but on average it's around the 4 to 4.5 hours mark. The Priv has sent me on a bit of an emotional roller coaster over the last few weeks. I've been really thinking long and hard about whether this is the device for me and would I keep it. The answer is yes. For having so long used a touchscreen keyboard, it is taking time to get back to using the physical. When I do though, nothing beats that tactile feel in my opinion and that satisfying clunk that comes from sliding the device open. So solidly built, the parts that need improvement, in my opinion, is generally software, and in time those improvements will come. The truth is, the Priv can stand confidently on its own 2 feet. It's a unique and select audience that will be prepared to pay for it. That same audience may well be a little more accommodating of its pitfalls. Yes, there are areas which could be improved, but my goodness, I think they have done a stellar job and for a first attempt at an Android phone.